Welcome back to Box Office Now, where we go over the latest box office results for the week. Starting off with the movies that debuted this weekend, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, off of its $375 million budget, it got a $282 million debut, so it's making money. I don't know if it's going to break even, but we're going to see in the coming weeks. Also, Love Again, off of its $13.5 million budget, debuted at $2.4 million. So obviously this movie might not, we don't know, depending on how it goes, but it could break even, could not, we'll see. As for the movie still at the box office, Sisu is up to $6 million, so they got $3 million added to their box office. Big George Foreman also got a little over $1 million, almost $2 million. Are You There God? It's Margaret is up to 12.6, so that movie's actually doing pretty decent off of its $45 million budget. I don't know if it's gonna break even, but we'll find out. Evil Dead Rise is also at 97 million, so it went up from 62 last weekend to 97. So this movie is already doing better than the Evil Dead 2013 reboot. So that's awesome. This foretells more Evil Dead. So awesome. The Covenant is also up to 15 million. Last week it was kind of low at 12.4, so I don't think this movie is really going to move it the way I wanted it to. It has an $82 million budget, so that kind of sucks, but I can't wait to see it. I kind of passed on it, which sucks, but it happens. Also, we got Beau is Afraid up to 8.3 million. Last weekend it was at 5.7 million, so it got a couple million. But off of its $52 million budget, that movie's basically a bomb at this point, and that kind of sucks because it did look very interesting. Looked like it had some crazy art styles and psychological horror mixed with comedy. Seemed like a trip, but it's bombing. The Pope's Exorcist also got another $10 million added to its box office. It's now at $66 million, so it's doing pretty good. It had a $27 million budget, so movie's doing fantastic. Renfield also went up to 24. It was at 22.4, so it went up a couple million, so that's still hitting in theaters, I guess. Mafia Mama, unfortunately, didn't even make $1 million this weekend at the box office. It's up to 4.6. Last weekend it was at 3.8, so it's kind of fallen out. Probably won't see it next week. Mario added another $100 million to its box office. It's now at $1.1 billion, so that's crazy. I want to see how far it goes. Last weekend it was still in XD, so I'm sure it's still in some theaters at XD, but I think some new movies are going to start taking its place, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but we'll just have to wait and find out. If it gets to 1.5, I'll ship bricks, because that was my prediction, just throwing it out there, you know, but we'll see. Air also got to 81 million. I thought this was actually going to be slowing down pretty heavily because it is going to hit Amazon fairly soon, but it was at 74 last weekend. Now it's at 81, so it's still, people are still showing up. I kind of expected more from a Michael Jordan kind of biopic with so many stars, some big A-listers, but we'll see. I can't wait to see it. It looks incredible. The D&D movie also added $9 million to its box office, bringing it up to $203 million. So that's crazy. I didn't expect this to really go that far. I wasn't really interested, and I didn't see a lot of people around me interested in it, and it had a huge budget, so I just thought it was going to be kind of a low-level bomb, but it kind of got close, you know, the $225 million budget, they're at 203, so, I mean, they lost $120-something million, but, you know, maybe they could, you know, minimize that as much as possible, and it won't hurt as bad, I guess. And then John Wick 4 adding $4 million to their box office, bringing it up to $406 million. That is crazy off of a $150 million budget. The movie's doing fantastic. It's basically spawning out its own franchise just out of this quad of, would you say a quad? It ain't a trilogy. It's amazing. Films coming later this week, we got Hypnotic, starring Ben Affleck. This movie looks very interesting, but I think I'm going to pass just because it's a little far-fetched and I don't really know how it's going to go, but it does look interesting. Book Club, the next chapter, kind of a Golden Girls tribute to Sex and the City type of movie going on. It's not really my style, but if you're into kind of innocent movies like this, that's definitely a go. Fool's Paradise, this comedy, this looks actually very interesting. It has a lot of A-lister actors that I really enjoy, but I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater for it necessarily. We'll see what's going on, but I don't think we're gonna, I mean, maybe we'll see. I guess I would rather see that than Hypnotic, in my honest opinion, but they're very close. And then Knights of the Zodiac, which I didn't know anything about this movie. I guess it's starring Sean Penn, Nick Stahl from Terminator 3, out of nowhere, and then I can't pronounce her name. It's like Famke Jensen, but she was in the original X-Men trilogy. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to really expect from this one, but we'll see. And then there's Monica, which is a drama film. A woman returns home to care for her dying mother is the premise. So I don't know how that's going to go. I didn't really know too many of the actors out of this one, to be quite honest, but there's a couple. So it could be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to find out. And then The Starling Girl, which is a American drama film centered around a 17-year-old girl who is a devout Christian that is having problems with her faith, I guess. Not really my type of movie. There's really nobody in it that I'm interested in. I do like Jimmy Simpson. He is pretty cool. He's been in a lot, but other than that, nobody else really. Just a bunch of kind of no names at this point, but we'll see. I don't think I'm really going to go to the theater for this, but you know, if you're into it, check them out. Also coming to streaming this Friday, we have Mother, starring Jennifer Lopez. It's hitting Netflix. It's kind of this action film. It's kind of a whole out of place. Didn't really expect this from Jennifer Lopez, but it is coming this Friday. And then Crater, which is hitting Disney Plus this Friday as well. It is a movie centered around these kids on a lunar colony that is just like exploring the moon. It's not really for me. Seems a little too PG for me. You know, maybe if they're a little older, I don't know. You know, if this was like PG-13, like Maze Runner type of demographic, but this isn't for me. But if you guys are interested, check them out. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the Wolf Pack. Peace.